What do you want? You okay? Honey?
Yeah.
They're still here.
Are you sure? Why would they still be here?
Hey, I mean, what we mean is, welcome. We're back home.
We are back
with you
home.
guys.
We're back in our own bar.
Pales in comparison, day. It's over, man. I don't know. It's over.
I don't even know. We got home months ago?
Yeah, I don't know. When did we leave?
It's been a surreal transition.
Yes, it has. And we're back.
Yeah.
So, last time we talked to you guys, it was on our way to Las Vegas
Yes, it
to
was.
see Rush.
Yep. We were at the
did
Mother
it.
Road in Flagstaff when we were going to head off to Vegas. And then, of course, we
did.
didn't post video from Vegas. It broke the
here's-
golden Vegas rule.
Hey, here's all the stuff that happened in Vegas. Okay. So, but Rush did happen, and that was an awesome
It
show.
was pretty
and
damn
I'm so
cool.
happy to
Yep.
have seen that. And if we're cutting in any footage here, I just want you to know that I'm not one of those guys who held up my phone taking this footage. I just maybe stole it from somebody who did.
Yeah.
And posted it on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. They sound amazing. That was an epic concert. And
But if you go to concerts, I'm just saying, don't do that.
No,
I mean, all the
don't
people with
hold
their
up
phone
the-
holding up, you're not gonna wait for the DVD.
yeah, because it's going to blow out your sound anyway, and then you just have your elbow in
What are you
front
going
of
to
my
do?
face.
You're going to post it saying, and send it to your friends saying, hey, guess where I am? And they're going to say, I don't know, standing in the middle of a bunch of people who think you're an ass.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
So, yeah.
But we did that. It
We
was
did
great.
do that. It was awesome. It was a great concert. It was at the edge of some of our abilities.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I probably knew, like I said, good 70, 80%, but they dug deep. They did some deep cuts.
I knew 194%.
I know you because you were able to tell me what album and what section
When-
of
when
what
the bass
album,
line
and they
wasn't
put
coming
those two
through
albums
right.
together. And yeah,
Anyway.
it was great.
We didn't drink a lot of beer in Vegas. We had a little,
yeah.
but,
No.
you know.
At some point, I switched to
So
vodka.
the Pales tour really ended in Flagstaff, and Vegas was great, and then we,
booked it home.
Booked it
10-hour ride home.
yeah.
So that's why it's taken us a couple days to recover.
So
and
anyway,
jump back into work. So highlights.
yeah, what do you think?
Well, it was awesome. That was
It was a
the
great
epic,
trip.
amazing, very privileged thing that we got to do.
We learned some stuff. We have some tips, I think.
I think so too.
At least how we would do it differently now.
And we
or-
will do it again. I mean, for sure do it again.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no other way
Yeah.
to see the country. It was,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a big country out
amazing.
there. It really is.
So, you want to talk about favorites, or you want to talk
Sure.
about things we do differently first?
Let's talk about some favorites.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I really do think I was so surprised. I kind of saw Bismarck as kind of a place we were going to go through. I
Uh-huh.
don't think I really expected that town to be really cool. And Laughing Sun Brewery
Totally
was
fun.
one of my
Laughing
favorite
Sun was
places
great.
to go. You know, the flight was good, the beer was good, like the guys.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
that
the pizza
was
next door, like coffee the next day. Like that was a really good stop that
Yeah.
I hadn't even imagined.
That was good. I really liked Blacksmith Brewing. I really
Yeah.
liked the beer there was great. The town was great. The barbecue was great. I liked the bar and the place we stayed. We stayed at the hotel there,
Stevensville Hotel.
It's a great stop. You know, if you're just talking about where might you stop, I would definitely
Yeah,
make
you're
that a
right.
stop.
And it's because there's not much else there. You'd have to be going there to go to the brewery,
Yep,
to stay at the
yep.
Stevensville Hotel, because there's not much else.
And then Bismarck, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Stop there, go to Laughing Sun if you can.
And then as far as like towns that were amazing to go to that we
Ooh.
couldn't even get to everything. Madison,
Madison,
Wisconsin.
you could spend a trip there for
well,
sure.
and Bend. Oregon. I feel like
Well,
now
Bend,
that's so
yeah, we
close.
barely
We just
even
got to go
explored.
back because that was. I mean, I
Yeah.
want to go to Crux.
Yeah, totally.
So-
And we did get to go to 10 Barrel, and I didn't even know that they had been bought by Anheuser-Busch.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, we found that yesterday. It's like, well, because
Right now, they're still maintaining their character and stuff, but that trend in general, I
don't
just
know.
do not support.
Yeah.
Well, I do know. I do not support that at all.
Right. No, I want to go to an actual small craft brew. You know, mostly, except for Sierra
So-
Nevada. Different. It's just different.
Their scale is pretty amazing at this
Yeah.
point.
And then, of course, besides Madison, Asheville has 42 craft brew pubs. I mean, we saw
Asheville, if
we
you had
saw
to pick
5.
one place,
go to
and
Asheville.
you're a Sierra Nevada fan at all,
Yeah.
I mean, I would go there, see that whole show, and then visit all the other breweries there,
Yep.
because the ones we saw were great, and we heard so many recommendations about other ones that we didn't get to go to.
Right. I mean, I would explore
that was great.
Montana's. We didn't do enough with how many breweries are there, so you could
So-
just go to Montana.
And we could, just getting into a little bit of what we might do differently
Yeah.
is because we had such a long way to go and so many places to be, we didn't get to spend enough time in any one spot. And you could definitely make a trip just to Montana. And people do this all
Right.
the time. People have
Right.
done this better.
Yeah.
Go to Montana and just hit all the Montana breweries.
Right.
You could do the same thing. A lot of the other states we were
Well,
in.
we were thinking maybe if
Wisconsin
we do
for
this
sure.
again, we'll do that more regionally, like kind of explore
A spot.
a couple of
Yeah.
states or a big state.
Yeah. But anyway,
The actual trip was, I mean, again, epic and phenomenal. It was grueling. I mean, it really was. We only had maybe 3 places where we stayed 2 days, and everything else
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
get up in the morning, drive 4 or 5 hours, or 9 hours, but mostly 4 or 5 hours. And be at a place and check into a hotel and do our thing and edit video and whatever.
And I think what we
Yeah.
learned, we knew that we didn't want to take major highways. We
Right.
knew we wanted to stay on the back roads. But when we were making our original plan and using, Google Maps and mapping it out, we didn't really account for that. You can go in and you can say, don't use, avoid toll roads, avoid highways. But we didn't do that in our initial planning. So what we ended up with
Yeah.
was when we did want to do that, like tomorrow, let's stay off the highway. Well,
Now we're talking 8 hours
another
instead of 4
gonna another
hours,
3
or
hours
7 hours instead of
So you really got to do that in the pre-planning.
We should have in
we
the
rushed
Google
that a
Maps
little bit.
checked the box that said avoid highways and found our 4 hours based on that, which would have been much prettier drives. Even though we had some
Although, I
days that
think-
were, I mean, that drive from Idaho to Stevensville was the day we stayed. I mean,
That was definitely the best drive
that was
of
the
the
best
trip.
drive.
Yeah. I like Tennessee too. It was beautiful. It was kind of the greenest desert you'll ever cross.
Yeah.
I mean, it was beautiful, but there was nothing, no
Yep.
services or anything. But that was a cool
It
part of
was.
it. And I loved. I mean, all the desert stuff was great. There certainly was a lot of it.
And we stayed on coming back. We just were on 40 a lot.
Yeah,
And
don't do that.
And it was just
I don't recommend 40
No.
or trying to retrace routes.
No.
Route 66.
And then
But-
the coffee food thing was a little bit of a struggle.
I was shocked, and people have commented that
Yeah.
they didn't. They were like, "What do you mean there wasn't any coffee?" No, really, there weren't any Starbucks.
There
There
are
weren't any.
areas that are very poor. Obviously, like we're talking about crossing large swaths of the country that
Mostly when we were coming back
poverty-ridden.
through Arkansas
And Oklahoma, and they don't
Texas,
have a
really, and it just wasn't-
Starbucks or
it wasn't
shit.
a
They don't
thing.
have a diner, and they
Yeah.
might have a little grocery store. And so a lot of the places we stayed at had kind of hotel coffee or something, but
Yeah.
and this is a very privileged problem, right?
Yes.
That we are worried about our goddamn coffee.
Well, I liked our hack on that, which was, buy some of those Starbucks things, little ice
they're
things,
not quite
and
the
throw
same,
them in the
but
ice
at
chest.
least, or
Each one
work
have a-
off the coffee before you go, and then just trying to find healthy food in certain parts of the country is just very challenging, and we both gained 10 pounds. Full disclosure,
Not much.
and
But we
it
needed
kinda-
something to do in
yeah.
August anyway.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's our August is going to be not.
So other highlights. I mean, seeing friends back east was great.
Yeah.
Both
Incredible
of those stops
and
were
very-
awesome.
Yeah,
And
stopping for
besides
the hike in
Asheville-
Painted Canyon, or anytime we got
yeah,
out
we
and were
did
wandering
not
around,
find
we didn't
another
get
one of
enough.
those on our stretch back. It wasn't just that we had a long ways to go. We just didn't find as many
Yeah.
vistas to get
Yeah.
off and walk around.
Yeah.
It's summer, and
Yeah.
some of that. We didn't drone nearly enough. I can't believe I didn't.
Yeah.
I
That's hard
called
on
that
major
drone all the
highways.
way across, and between weather and just there wasn't, in parts of it there just weren't things to
Yep.
to drone about. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else did we learned some other stuff. I mean, we stayed in a lot of little motels.
Okay.
So we had a
yeah.
couple of, it's one thing to say, it doesn't matter. The cheapest place that's
yeah.
nearby.
Because you can't. This is you're trying to do it
Kinda matters a
affordably,
little
right? And so you're going to be gone for over 3 weeks. Unless you have a lot of money, you're not throwing.
You mentioned
we-
I don't drink in these enough.
Yeah. You're not throwing. At least we weren't throwing. We were trying to stay under
Yeah.
$100 a night, where we were staying.
good.
That takes
Yeah,
you in
a
a
lot.
whole different category, as some of you would know. So a lot of our stops were a Super 8 or an Econo Lodge and a Travel Lodge. And while I did my TripAdvisor Yelp research before we left,
Sometimes those are
mostly they were
accurate.
good. And I mean, that Super 8 that we stayed at in Christiansburg, Virginia was totally at the edge
Did
of my
not
ability.
look like the
It was
picture on
gross.
the
The
web.
place smelled like smoke. It was so bad. And then we stayed at a place, M-Star in Searcy, Arkansas, which, the town itself, just don't ever go there.
Now, of
We-
course,
we
who
ch-
knows? Maybe there was a beautiful part that we didn't get to, but the part we saw
I think
was
it's
not.
unlikely.
What
It was the place that we checked the truck
a lot.
a lot. Like, we just stared out the window to make sure the truck was okay. Like,
It's funny. It's funny how that's like a thing. Like in the nice places, well, I didn't worry about the truck as much. It was in an
Yeah.
okay parking spot, and in the other places, well, it was parked right outside the door, so
right.
you just
checked it a lot. So
But
mostly,
anyway.
mostly I'd say the Super 8 as a brand didn't work for us. The Econo Lodge and the Travel Lodge did pretty good. And then I had points. I mean, certainly we found good Marriotts and we found good Hilton chain or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you can just get into the $100, right within the 150, you're golden. Like, then you've got a decent room.
There's certainly a lot of other ways to do it. I can see why people camp. At least you're set
And
up.
our
that
Airbnb
kind of
was
stuff.
awesome.
Airbnb is definitely the way
Yeah.
to go. Uber saved our lives.
Yeah,
Was just
I know. For all the critiques of
fantastic.
Uber, it was
It was
really
great.
good to us.
And the only other thing I would say about on those lines is that what it does do is when you come home, you look at your hometown in a different light.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we live in a really beautiful part of the world, but if you come into town, on Highway 32 or one of the main things that, you might not get a full view of the place. And so
how do you find Cafe Coda or Sena Cortez as opposed to the Denny's?
Right, right.
How do you?
So you could do a lot more research if
Yeah.
you're into that, or else you stumble around. It's for me that was some of the adventure.
No, me
We
too.
were,
I
we were
was
checking out the
interested in
breweries when
stumbling
we were
around.
there, and
Yeah.
we were looking for. So that was fun.
Yep, it was awesome.
So what about the beers? Let's talk about the beers on this Pales in Comparison tour.
What's interesting is that Keith Adams was up to something when he was like, I didn't want you guys to just drink IPAs and pale ales through this whole tour, and made us have the Imperial Stout or whatever. Some of the better, more interesting beers we had, of course, were barrel aged something.
Sure.
Or
And also a lot of those. I mean, we drank. We got flights at almost every place.
yeah, we did. So we always had.
That was a
flights.
little burp on my part. I'm sorry. We'll edit that out in post. We did try. We did a flight at pretty much all the places we went to.
Post if you hadn't talked about it.
Oh, I'm such an amateur. Anyway, hey, I'm just keeping it real. What I was going to say was that the flights, of course, we tried lots of sours and Hefeweizens and things. There's so much not in my wheelhouse that I could appreciate them. I just couldn't really talk about them.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as much as what I was interested in. I'm very much I'm a pale guy. I like IPAs if they're not too grapefruit like
Yeah.
or not too piney, but I like them. And
I think the best pale ale I had was at Stevensville Brewery, the Blacksmith Brewery in Stevensville.
and I wonder about, and I agree. Although I also really like the one in where were we? Before Flagstaff.
And in Albuquerque.
In Albuquerque,
Yeah.
I really like the canteen.
Oh yeah,
they
that
had,
was
they
good.
had a Cascade and a Centennial
Right.
Just pale. Those were great too. But I wonder if, when I say it's a really great pale, I mean it's the most like Sierra Nevada's
Nevada's,
pale
which
ale,
is
'cause that
true for Blacksmith
like I
Brewery.
said, it is kind of the instrument.
I that beer we had at Sierra Nevada,
The Wheaton Annie.
Yeah.
Wolf and Annie.
whatever thing that was
What was
incredible.
That? No, it was Wheaton Annie. It was a wheat wine. It was
Yeah.
Wolf and Annie. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was incredible. And those beers are great.
And the barrel-aged farmhouse ale that I had at Tennessee Brewworks was really good. Like,
Yeah?
that was
Yeah.
a really memorable
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like some of the mixes people were doing when it was with Hefeweizens and things that I wouldn't normally
Right.
like on their own. Like it was like,
Right.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think I had a
But-
bad IPA. I mean,
Well,
the place that we skipped talking about that you didn't remember, we went to the pit stop in Montana
yeah.
instead of the other
Montana
place.
Pit,
I
yeah.
didn't think that was a decent beer, and I didn't think Beaver Street was totally there yet. Or no, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Beaver Island.
Beaver Island, yeah.
in St.
was-
Cloud. I didn't
yeah,
think they were quite
had
there
some
yet.
Okay.
And Ale
stuff.
Asylum, let's be let's be honest, was a really cool place. The beer
Yes.
was okay, you know.
Yes. I think we had a couple that we liked,
Yeah.
and the rest of them was
Yeah.
not a huge fan.
But I'd still go to Madison and try. I mean, there's so many places to go.
And the ones that they had were great, and it's worth kind of finding the ones that you do like, and you're not
Yeah.
going to like everything everybody has on tap.
Right.
But anyway, so that's why, we weren't totally avoiding all those other things, but you can only
Yeah.
drink so many beers in a
Oh my
in
God!
one night, right?
I
You
don't
need
think
more time.
I think I'm not even gonna drink beer for a while.
Me either, man. Me either. So,
So we're gonna
that
try
was our
to
trip.
Yeah, we're gonna try to keep the site going, and
I don't know what we're gonna do with pails
we
in
want to
comparison,
do something
but
with it. We want to
we
crowdsource
like the idea.
it, or people can like post cool places they've gone. We'd like to do we're thinking this will be a summer thing for a while for us, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who knows? Go ahead and
thanks
every
for everybody
6
who bought us.
months,
Thanks for
check it
everybody who
out.
bought us beers.
That was hilarious,
That was
and
awesome.
it timed out great,
And it got us. We almost had
and
every night.
It was
That was awesome.
so appreciative of you guys.
that was cool.
That kept us going.
Yeah.
and it was really
It was
fun.
fun.
And this whole thing of video blogging, this thing, it really gave us a thing to do.
Yeah.
and it just gave us a focus, which was fun.
Right.
And the the nights of video editing are a little bit ronky. And trying to get stuff to upload on who knows
Bad
what
Wi-Fi.
kind of
We really
Wi-Fi.
like the Wi-Fi in our house now. We always thought it was bad, and
man,
now we're
it's
like, our
great
Wi-Fi
here.
is awesome. Yeah.
So anyway, we're
Yeah, thanks,
rambling, but
everybody.
we're back
That
here
was
in
fun.
Elwoods, and can't talk to you guys anymore. We got stuff to drink
And clean.
and video to edit.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.